welcome to This is Paris, all you need to know about 8-time French champions Paris Saint-Germain. In today's show, it's raining goals at the park on a special night for the club's all-time leading marksman Edinson Cavani.
C'est un mix de sensations.
Senegal national team coach and former Paris defender Aliou Cissé looks back at his time in Rouge et Bleu.
Mon rêve, c'était de pouvoir jouer au Paris Saint-Germain.
The youngsters show us how it's done in Lyon in the French Youth Cup.
On va essayer de faire tout pour aller au bout.
And Thiago Silva knows the fans can make the difference at home against Borussia Dortmund.
C'est une ambiance particulière jouer au parc.
After the trip to Dortmund in the Champions League, Paris returned to domestic duties and the visit of Bordeaux to the Parc des Princes in Ligue 1. Undefeated in the league since the 1st of November, Les Rouges et Bleus were keen to continue their fine home form. The Parisians dominated the opening exchanges. But suffered a serious blow in the 17th minute when Thiago Silva came off with a thigh injury. Replaced by Idrissa Gana Gueye, and from the very next corner, Hwang Hee-jo opened the scoring. Without Thiago, who's very important to defend set pieces, corners and headers, it makes a big difference. He was missing, and they're very strong in this department. Paris got back on track immediately. Benoit Costil tipped over Cavani's header from Angel Di Maria's cross. And the home side pair combined 3 minutes later for a carbon copy. This time, El Matador netted his 200th goal for Paris Saint-Germain. You think about all the kilometers you've run, all the days of hard work and training. It's a real mix of emotions, and it all makes this moment so much more special. It's good for him, he can enjoy it, he deserves it. It's great for him and the fans. The Uruguayan went close to a brace as his back heel came back off the post. Kylian Mbappe then saw his effort saved by Costil. And in the end, it was an unusual source that fired Paris in front. Marquinhos gave his side the lead with an equally unusual finish. It was a reflex. I was making my run, I saw the ball coming really well. I had to look at the goalkeeper to see if he was coming off his line, because you have to be careful. There was Thilo, who was also making a run next to me, and it was at that moment that I looked at the keeper. I'd overrun the ball a bit, and I had the reflex to finish with my chest. It was perfect, better than a header. The lead, however, was short-lived. Bordeaux equalised in first half stoppage time. Without conceding chances, we conceded 2 goals. Bordeaux came back strongly in the second half. Hee-jo fired just wide. And then Sergio Rico produced a great save to deny Pablo. Before Marquinhos scored the first ever double of his career. We were pressing the opponent's goal from the corner. It was a good team move. The whole team contributed, and I was in the right place at the right time. There was Kylian on the left who crossed, Cavani tried to score, it bounced in front of me, and I had to be there to knock it into the goal. The Parisians laid siege to the Bordeaux goal. Edinson Cavani's shot flashed past the post. The Uruguayan then perfectly set up Kylian Mbappe for the fourth Rouge et Bleu goal. Paulo Sousa's men, trailing by 2, pushed hard to get back into the game. Sergio Rico, brilliant to deny Yacine Adli. But the Parisian keeper could do nothing about Ruben Pardo's shot. "4-3 it finished, even if Paris finished the game with 10 men after Neymar Jr.'s second yellow card. The most important thing was to win again. It's never easy, because you can see that even players with a lot of experience, after a defeat, it's always a little bit fragile, a little bit complicated. That's why it's the best thing to win. There are things to improve, that's clear. But we have a little time now to talk, to analyze, and to train. Edinson Cavani has etched his name even deeper into club legend and was awarded a symbolic trophy for the 200 goals he scored with Paris Saint-Germain. Thanks to my teammates, those who are with me today, with us, with the team, and my former teammates here at Paris. And of course, I have to thank my family. They're like the teammates, they're always with you. The supporters give you strength. Family gives you a lot of love. And in the end, that's the most important thing. That's why today, it's a really great mix of many emotions. Against Bordeaux, Marquinhos netted Paris Saint-Germain's first goal with an improvised and very rare finish with his chest. Of Paris Saint-Germain's 119 goals this term, it was the only intentional finish not to come from a shot off either foot or a header. It's Les Rouges et Bleus' first intentional finish with the chest since 2016 in a certain Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Perhaps Marquinhos learned a trick or two from the big Swede, who turned the gesture into an art form. He netted no less than 4 between 2012 and 2016. A Ligue 1 runner-up with Paris Saint-Germain in 2000, Aliou Cissé spent 3 wonderful years with the club from the French capital. 62 matches played, 2 goals scored, and always the same pleasure to return to the Parc des Princes. I came from a club that had just moved up to Ligue 2, Sedan, at that time. And then I joined a really big team. I'm from Paris. When I was very young, I used to watch the likes of Safet Susic, Valdo, all those great players at the Parc des Princes that I knew. My dream was to be able one day to play for Paris Saint-Germain. There were great players when I got there, JJ Okocha, Ronaldinho. I learned a lot because I was a young player. Mostly I learned, but I also played a few games. So I'm very happy to have worn that jersey and to have made our fans happy at the time. I have a lot of great memories. It was a certain Paris Saint-Germain versus Rennes, and I think it was my first goal at the Parc des Princes. That too is a great memory. I was really very young. I wasn't supposed to go forward. Little by little I got closer and closer to the goal. And then I found myself cutting the trajectory of the ball, throwing myself at it. And that was 1-0 for Paris. It was a very difficult game. I'd been at Paris Saint-Germain for 2 years, and the Auteuil stand had never really called my name before because I was one of the young players at the club, perhaps less famous than the stars such as Ali Benarbia, Nico Anelka, Okocha. But we were doing our bit, us young players, and it's true that on that day, I heard the name Cissé chanted in the stands at the Parc des Princes. That was really special. In general, I have really good memories. Now coach of Senegal, Aliou Cissé is proudly following the performances of one of his key players in the national team, Idrissa Gana Gueye. Between Senegal and Paris Saint-Germain, it's a long love story. There was Jules François Bocandé. There was Boubacar Sarr, who was a player and then a coach. Oumar Dieng, who also played there. I played there. And Idrissa is there now. All the Senegalese people now follow Paris Saint-Germain and cheer for Paris Saint-Germain. The fact that Idrissa Gueye is at Paris today is a source of pride for all of us. We're so proud that he represents the national team jersey, and through him, all of Senegal. He's our country's ambassador. He's Senegal's ambassador to Europe. So we really wish him a great career. He has the potential, he has the qualities. He's an exceptional lad in terms of his mentality. He's been very, very well brought up. And that's very important. Beyond the fact that he's a great footballer, above all, he's very polite, respectful. And as I said, he has room for improvement. And I know that at Paris he'll improve even more. People are going to see who Idrissa Gana Gueye really is as the seasons go by, as the years go by. Coming up on This Is Paris, we pay one more tribute to El Matador. We go on the road with the under-19s away to Lyon. And we sit down with Captain Thiago Silva to talk Borussia Dortmund and the magic of the cup.
forward as much as he can. Into Cavani! It's the perfect start for Paris Saint-Germain.
Cavani par-dessus, c'est super!
A few days before the semi-final of the Coupe de France against Olympique Lyonnais, the Paris Saint-Germain under-19s travelled to Lyon in the last 16 of the Gambardella Cup, the national youth cup competition. It was a crazy opening half an hour at the Groupama OL Academy. Jonathan Mutombo opened the scoring for Paris in the 11th minute. Five minutes later, Lyon equalised. Before the home side were reduced to 10 men. And from the resulting free kick, Kais Ruiz fired Les Rouges et Bleus back in front. The third goal came from Ziad Larkesh, as Paris led 3-1 after only 25 minutes. In complete control, Les Parisiens netted two more goals in the second half. A double from Arnaud Kalimwendo. Final score 5-1 and a qualification for the quarter-finals of the competition, where they'll travel to AC Ajaccio.
Yes! C'est ça! Pas trop de bruit les gars, pas trop de bruit les gars. C'est que le 8e.
On va essayer de faire tout.
We'll try to do everything we can to go all the way. We all want to win this Gambardella Cup more than ever. We're going to do everything we can, work hard, and I hope we can do it. Wet and windy conditions greeted the first-team players as they returned to the Urdu training centre. For the first time in 2020, Les Parisiens had a full week to prepare for a match. After the 7-goal thriller against Bordeaux, Dijon would visit the park on the final day of this leap year February, the 29th of the month.
Style allemand.
sou Thiago Silva e você está assistindo e diz Paris.
In his 8 seasons with Paris Saint-Germain, Brazil international defender Thiago Silva has seen it all in the Champions League. And the captain believes the team is well placed halfway through its last 16 tie with Borussia Dortmund, despite a narrow 2-1 loss in the first leg.
On savait que c'était un match difficile. C'est le troisième.
We knew it was going to be a tough match against a side sitting third in the Bundesliga, who have been playing very well since the start of the season. They've been playing some outstanding matches. They have excellent players, full of confidence. I think we played a good game, but not an incredible game. Up until now, we've had a very good season. We're first in Ligue 1, we're in the final of the Coupe de la Ligue, the semi-final of the Coupe de France, and halfway through the last 16 of the Champions League, after a first leg away in Dortmund. And we're still here. I have no doubt we'll play a good game here at the Parc des Princes, especially in front of our fans. And I asked them to get right behind the team. It's so important for us. And if there are any fans who doubt that we can go through, don't come to the stadium, because that won't help us. The fans that are convinced we can do it, I hope they'll be there to help us, because at the end we want to celebrate with them.
C'est la meilleure chose au monde. It's
the best thing in the world when you're playing at home, with the support of your fans who are always incredible. It's such a special atmosphere to play at the park. When I think about it, I get goosebumps. I feel the motivation to be there for the return leg. Injured in late January, Thiago Silva made his return to action in the Coupe de France quarter-final win over Dijon. They were the last team to have beaten Paris in Ligue 1, and the skipper netted his first goal of the season. It was good. It was my return after 2 weeks on the sidelines. It was important for my confidence to come back. The coach asked me at half-time if I could go on a little longer. I said I could. And in the second half, I scored that goal. It was the third goal, I think, which gave us a little bit of a cushion, because it was a dangerous match. I'm happy for that. It's true that I didn't even have to jump to score the goal. It was beautiful, staying put, just making that movement with my head.
C'était magnifique de rester sur place et faire juste le mouvement.
And above all, we qualified. That's always the most important thing. Especially for the way we played, as a team. We never stopped playing despite our lead. That's a very good thing. We always tried to score the next goal. That's what we did, and in the end, it was a good big win. A 6-1 triumph and a step closer to regaining the Coupe de France crown. In the semi-finals, it's a trip to Groupama Stadium on Wednesday the 4th of March and a clash away to Olympique Lyonnais. To prepare for that match, we need to play good matches in the league to arrive in Lyon with a good state of mind and full of confidence. It's important to play there with confidence, with personality, because this Lyon team is very strong. And they provide plenty of problems for us every time. It's true that this year in the league we beat them at home. It was a very tough game though, Neymar scoring in the last minute. I hope that this match will be no different, that it will be the same with the little detail that makes the difference for us. I hope we can play well too, because this team from Lyon at home, we have to play well if we want to win. People seem to think that we should forget about the cup competitions to focus on the Champions League. But it doesn't work like that. We have to respect France and the cup competitions. It's very important. I've won the cup several times, and it was always magnificent, especially at the Stade de France. Almost at home, almost at the park with all our fans. It's a different, unique environment. And winning trophies is something very important during a season. That's what we're always working for.
Après, de l'autre côté, il y a
Afterwards, there are good teams who also want to win, who have the same motivation and the same objectives as us. That's why you have to prepare well, respect the cups, and play hard when you have to play. That match against Lyon, of course, you have to play to the very limit.